an experience, perhaps. It's very
experience
experiential, sounds like.
It is, absolutely. It's experiential, but not in the sense of having to reconstruct the whole of, we don't, one of the criticisms of constructivism, for example, which sounds a very attractive thing. One of the criticisms is when people imagine that people have to reconstruct the whole of algebra from the start. They don't have to do that. That's been done by other people, but they need to have some experiences within algebra which enable them to efficiently retrace the path that generations of mathematicians have so sort of carefully forged and created for them. But yes, they do need to walk along that path for themselves, and experience is the way that they're going to be able to do that.
Yes, those who discovered algebra, they went off in all sorts of directions and finally became aware of this point and then this point and then this and this, and out of this was the construction of algebra. Now what the teacher can do is get rid of all the things that were not useful in this and take the students directly through the different awarenesses that are necessary for algebra. And so but the teacher is guiding the process by putting the students in front of situations where they notice what there is to notice. The teacher makes it visible. And so Gattegno talked about visible and tangible maths, for example. He also talked about a series of awarenesses which give me my experiences. Each of these is an experience in some way. So I have lots and lots of experiences with an S. And so these together give me my experience. And so experience in the singular is built out of a whole lot of experiences, which are built out of a whole lot of awarenesses. And so that's where experience comes from. And then we can also simply, because we're there, we can say, if we go back 600 or 700 or 800 years, you could imagine the master builder who has built up all sorts of experience, and Gutenberg has invented the printing press, and this man says to himself, I'm going to write a textbook about carpentry. And so what he has to do is sort through his experiences and come up with knowledge. And so the knowledge is extracted from his experience. But if he gives me the knowledge, and if I go into a DIY shop, for example, and buy a book on how you do this or that, if they still sell books on those kinds of things now that we have the internet, or I go into YouTube and look at how you do such and such a thing, what that does, it doesn't give me experience. It simply tells me what I should avoid. Right, how I should think about the process of making, for example, a tongue and groove joint in a drawer or something like that. But to be able to actually do it, I need to do it 50 times until I can make them absolutely fit together perfectly. And so I have to build up my own experience so that knowledge can give me a starting point for thinking about something, but it doesn't give me experience. I have to actually do it to get experience. And experience is where learning comes from, because experience is based in all the awarenesses that I need to build it.